Imperium, it is going to be a very, very tough mountain today. You've got an Evil Genius's side that, against the MDL level teams so far in IEM New York, Jay, have absolutely battered them. And I'm thinking that's going to be the same case today.
Pistol round of our first map of Mirage. It was picked by ImPerium. Honestly, I think Evil Geniuses are going to take a quick 2-0 in this series. That's my prediction. I'm going to go to see afterwards what your prediction is as well here, Dwayne. As we go and kick things off here in the pistol round. Straight out Berserk, 2 straight headshots on Eleton and Heretic. Down and out in the early game here. You can see the odds on screen as well for GG Bet. Definitely favouring the EG side as much as we do. As Breezy gets a 3rd frag in this one. Carter J can secure a bomb on here, but the Kevlarless players all they have left here for the Imperium side. And Breezy gets himself a tidy 3k for Imperium to take the pistol round.
Wow, okay. EG started off with getting 3 kills just completely through a connector smoke. That looked really simple coming out for the Evil Genius's side. Imperium do a really good job of smoking off top con, get that bomb down in the sights. They do allow themselves to force if they want to go into round 2 with that Galil by Hero AK. I know that they're a team over the course of the last few days, Jay, that don't like to force, but it does look as if they're going to go for it going into round 2.
Yeah, I mean, why not at this stage, you know? I mean, Imperium are going to need to bring everything to the table if they want to try and bring out a result against the Evil Geniuses, and right here, the Hero force buy could be viable, at least with the 2 AKs coming in. It does mean, obviously, that they can't get the full AKs out in the next round, but you know, that's by the by at this stage. It's a case of, you know, catching EG off guard or going for the firepower round, and they're going to try and catch EG off guard. Into the ramp control for the moment on this default. Again, another A lean, a bit more passive from the EG side, but when they worked in that pistol round, they did most of their work out of the connector area.
And not a lot of utility coming out for EG just because of how many M4s have come out rather than those SMGs. Only an MP9 onto Ethan. And this could honestly at least allow another bomb plan to come out from the T side. 5-on-4 advantage for EG, and Ethan through the smoke disallows that bomb from going down.
Yeah. 2 quick kills, one of which on a rifle sight will eventually finish off Heretic with Ethan supporting the SMG at long range. And now as Wilkie falls, Birdie Box left alone. Ethan, that is dirty. That is so dirty to start off the second.
Okay, well, I think we know what's going to happen against, well, the Imperium side. EG, I love the way that just the spam through smoke from Ethan disallows that bomb from going down. No extra money for Imperium. And then you've just got a flying Ethan with an MP9 that secures the round. So a nice simple 2-0 to come out for EG. Now, Jay, I think from Imperium, if they can get 8 or more rounds across both maps, I think that that would be a real big achievement against a really strong EG side, especially with a coach.
Breezy, 2 quick frags, Carter and Birdie, and now Heretic to fall, efficient, effective, and instantaneously here. Stand up with that last kill on Wilkie, doubled up onto an Ellison very quickly. That eco is dealt with, all 5 alive for the CT side. And Imperium, now going to be back on the true buy here. The AK is coming out, no warp potential, unless Birdie Box wants to go glass cannon in this one. And so far, killless here on the Imperium side.
Yeah. Looking to maybe try and do some damage, Jay, going into this rifle round. You've got to think from Imperium, where's their best chances? Is it continuing to go with some defaults, maybe heavy plays, going for some set execution towards the A bomb side? It does seem as if the start off is going to be Heretic, at least trying to establish a bit of mid control, but look at the aggression coming out from EG. They're now starting to push so far forward, they can even continue, especially with that molly landing out. That's going to force one of the Ts into the open. They re-smoke down, complete mid control given to the CTs.
Ethan watching from dark as they do force forward. This bomb planter could get shut down immediately. There comes the kill. Ethan's going to need some support, though. He's likely to get traded. Backed up here. The Molotov before him out. He put that smoke down. Takes a tiny amount of damage for it. Wilkie will also burn out. Carter turning away from the dark position. When will Ethan try and swing out? Well, right now, as Carter has his eyes locked on, so can find that trade. Wilkie does trade him all the same, though. Slightly aggressive from Imperium and catching off some of the advanced angles from the Evil Geniuses.
And you just look at that mid control, like for Imperium, yeah, you're able to get at least a trade out from that aim side, but mid is just completely disallowed. Imperium have to work from 2 different angles instead now. And Birdie Box still in T-spawn, waiting for any further aggression. Heretic's only on 14 HP. 2 versus 3, got to try and recover this bomb. EG, they're just setting themselves up to crossfire at this A bomb site.
Yeah, M4 Tarek standing by to deal with Heretic, very effectively done, and Stanislaw will close out for a team ace over on the CT side. AK's recovered on 3 players as well, so plenty of rifles can come through, of course, for the CT camp. Ethan can even afford the AWP if he so desires it, pass it off towards Cirque potentially. I mean, they've got options here. EG can do whatever they want, you know, they're in full control of this game. Out firepowering Imperium, you know, they're just forcing the issue just by just forcing forward, you know, using utility to drive them away from the mid control. And Imperium don't want to push press forward of their own right, you know, like they realize they can lose these Angels so quickly, so that's why they're playing out towards this mid position, trying to rush out and play the numbers game against Cirque and Breezy, but they're just simply picking these players apart. Cirque with 2 Breezes, 1 Wilkie does catch Cirque in the sniper's nest, but that Deagle probably not going to do much more here from the catwalk, and it's Wilkie forward with only Carter the last man standing.
And you've got to think for Imperium, right? Going on to Mirage, especially on the T side, I think they need to play aggressive. And the reason I say that, Jay, is that EG are so aggressive on their CT side, they're taking so much map control away, that I almost feel as if as soon as Imperium go back to being quite passive, you know, a little bit scared, I think that's when EG just completely roll. I mean, even at the moment, they're 5-0 up, they're looking really rock solid. I think as soon as Imperium start playing passive on that T side, this map's gone, and this is their map pick.
Eel Genius is doing what they do best here in this matchup. Get frags, decimate Imperium, max loss bonus for the T side. We'll see the rifles coming out, the AKs, the AWP in and out for the moment. Flashes will force Cirque away from Connector. They get some information on where they're playing from, and a little bit of damage will be sustained here by Birdie. I think it was a team nade that came down from the mid position, but either way, it's just 3 points down, so not a massive amount of damage being done to Imperium, and we'll lean in towards the A site. 1 player to defend against it. Ethan can go passive, probably get a kill on the way out, actually. And then stack in from the rest of the EG side on rotation to retake.
Ooh, no one's actually watching jungle. So Carter J catches Breezy just trying to look out through the window room. And now Ethan goes down on the site. Evil Geniuses, they're going to have to rotate in. But Imperium have got complete site control. They've got the 5-on-3 advantage. Things looking very, very strong for the T side. Now, with the money where it is for EG, they might as well try their luck at this retake.
Well, they walked through that gap in the defensive on the T side. Isolate those 2 frags for it. Tarek will find a trade back on Heretics. Stanislaw has a T side player that's not past his position, and Carter J will catch him off. Now, Cirque fire to the firebox and a force 1 player out of position. Ellison watching from Sandwich. And Cirque will get a kill on Birdie as well. Carter trades Tarek at the very least. The AWP now left to save at this stage. No sense in going back for this retake and a 1-on-3. No time left for it. And Carter J stepping up for the Imperium side to get their first on the board. Again, all came down to a big gap in that defense, but Cirque will still try and make it expensive here.
I'll tell you what, that excellent round from Imperium. Now, some people might sort of be wondering, like, why is Breezy just staring at that smoke? Now, if you get the sort of right angle in window room and you look towards the lamp that's on that short position, if someone gets boosted up in window, they can block the light so you know if someone's boosting into window. But his attention was pulled for that play that there was no eyes on jungle. We saw Carter J just slow walking up through top connector. Breezy has no idea what's going on. And the in-game leader from Imperium gets 4 kills. That's an excellent round for the T's.
A rebuy can come through from EG, as you mentioned, there's plenty of cash in, so despite losing all their players in that last one, the double AWPs will still come through from Tarek and Cirque. You can see Cirque pushed down here towards the underpass position, ready to receive. The T's maintain that mid control, despite the nades coming through and not actually checking out the underpass position. Cirque will get isolated, so there's Birdie Box with a frag. Tarek and Breezy able to respond, and Incendiaries come back and forth between both sides. We'll drive Breezy out the sniper's nest.
Ethan taking a bit of damage onto the Palace lurk, but Wilkie going down means that it's just down to Heretic and Carter J to bring this back. Now, the T's have found a lot of success around this top connector position in the past. And now Heretic, 1-on-4, just try and hold on to this AWP is maybe his best bet. There's not really a massive amount of money over on this T side. 0-0-6, and you've got to think, Jay, out of this Imperium side, I mean, Heretic's been one player that's probably been the most outstanding or one of the ones that we've certainly been keeping an eye out for the last few days. He's off to a really slow start on the T side.
Yeah, everyone getting frags on this T side except for him. Set to go James Bond in the next round, unless he can recover that. The AWP will stay in play unless it swings out towards the short position. There is one player hunting. AWP seen. There's a shot and a kill. And he's going to try to go force the issue towards the A site, or at least try and see if he can get a pick back towards it. Breezy coming in from the sniper's nest. Does he read onto the positions, or Ethan's going to watch out for it? They'll realize what's going on right now. Ethan backs up, sees that AWP, and he's going to go down after time. They're going to wait for it. No, Breezy gets the kill just prior to it.
No. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, they don't get him down after time. It was very, very close. What is not close, Jay, is those odds over at GG Bet. 1.01 for Evil Geniuses and just over 7 for ImPerium.
Do you know what? Like, considering the one-sided money lines we've seen over the course of the last 7 days, like, I'm kind of shocked that it's not even like a 10, a 12, or a 14 for ImPerium. A tactical pause, this is not shocking. Again, one of the things I have to credit ImPerium with is the fact that they are taking these matches seriously. You know, they're not just sort of like just knowing that, you know, yeah, we're done here. You know, there's no way for them to make playoffs. And their tournament run is over. You know, even before this match even began. And you know, them being able to beat Evil Geniuses doesn't mean anything in their context. But I like the fact they're taking tactical pauses and they are trying to take a serious approach to this. So it's one of those things. It's like, you know, a lot of teams when they come up from MDL and the lower divisions of MDL, like ImPerium are at, like. It's very easy for them to approach a tournament like IEM just like, well, what's the point? Because we're not going to win anyway, you know?
Yeah, no, it certainly shows that they're taking these matches seriously. And yeah, you know, they've been romped in this tournament. There's no doubt about it. But you've still got to have that serious nature. That's the only way to improve. ImPerium haven't really seen any leans over towards a B bomb punch. They're mid-control, A set pieces, but nothing really over to B. And now for ImPerium, they are setting themselves up, looking like they're going to go for a B site execution. You've got Wilkie setting the lurk over at A, whereas, well, there were 4 players around this B apartments, but now it looks like they're going to try and take some mid-control.
Just damage done to Ellison for the moment. Re-smokes up from the CTs in the apartments. The Cirque will get Wilkie to fall out on the ramp position. That Molotov will force Tarek out of angle. He still pushes forward though, right up into that corner on the furnishings. In the end, the T-side do back up here, back into underpass. Breezy is watching from ladder room, keeping his eyes on the ladder room entrance and the scaffolding. He could catch info onto players to them, try and boost their way into the sniper's nest itself. I mean, right now the crossfire is locked out from EG. They're not directly looking onto the ImPerium positions, but they're ready for the connect to hit.
Yeah, they're hearing a lot of footsteps, though, so a lot of information starting to come through. Cirque's going to potentially put his vision to that connector angle. He's got him and Ethan to try and set a crossfire at this A bomb site. Breezy, though, it's going to be Carter J to overwhelm him. So back into the 4 versus 4. Stanislaus is going to get a pick over to the B side, but it's still going to be the play into A. 20 seconds on the clock, Jay. The T's need to deal with the CTs if they want any chance of creating a post-bar position. And you've got to think, are they even going to check this angle of Ethan? Cirque trying to make his way out from CT. The bomb's not going down. More damage is done. Bird Box is going to find a trade, but no more than that. They tried to plan open from connector, but for the B players, all they needed to do was swing out and find the impact.
Yeah, 7-1. Easy as that for the CT side at the moment. Evil Genius is having a ball of a game here. The ImPerium side just unable to get that bomb plant. If they got that bomb plant, at least they'll be able to have something in terms of, you know, some money rolling for them, some economical gain. But half by got to come through here in round 9 as a result of it. So EG should have disappointed. They did well against the previous half by and the anti-ecos. Oh, Breezy will fall at least, but Cirque will get that orb trade to trade on Heretic. Mid-control dismantled. And 3v4 with the ImPerium side spread out across the entire T-side half of the map.
Maybe a bit of a palace pop to come out for the ImPerium side. Cirque's got the angle locked down with the AWP. The ImPerium, just an eco. Wilkie standing in the flames, does find an open kill, but can't find more than one. Cirque with the USP is going to find the headshot, and Ellison is the last one left. So 1 versus 3 for him. There is a chance for him to maybe backstab from market. Like, there's a bit of an opening opportunity here, but it just depends whether he can find some backstabbing opportunities and get the timing to work in his favor.
He's got a little bit of time to work with, so in theory there's an opportunity, but as you mentioned, it all comes up to timing for him. And the bomb out on ramp for the moment here. The CTs basically have vision level that they need for it. The Deagle will check the corners, check out the open, look towards the Palace position. Might catch Cirque off guard. No, Cirque's looking the right way. That's a quadra for him. An easy 8 for the EG side.
Yeah, and honestly, for ImPerium, I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of a change-up, maybe a bit more of a fake execution. It feels like they're playing very two-dimensional at the moment, Jay, in their gun rounds. You know, that we're not seeing a lot of fake attempts from them. We're not seeing them pull rotations around. It just seems like it's very simple Counter-Strike from ImPerium, which might work to get you a handful of rounds against some of the MDL level teams. When you're facing off against EG, you've got to have surprises up your sleeve.
There's Heretic opening up the opening kill on Stanislaw. That's a start. One casualty sustained in the apartments. Tarek will be traded back by Ellison as well as Carthage A falls, but Cirque has his own op to respond here. A 3-on-3. Early man advantage for the ImPerium side, but EG have brought it back to evens, and the wraparounds towards the mid control may still be challenged by Cirque, and Ethan pushing in from Catwalk gets Wilkie to fall, and the slow orc facing in is still going to get challenged and beaten out by the M4. AK's in the mid control, they can recover those as well. Birdie Box does at least get Ethan the trade back to the Orc. Cirque is not missing that flick. 2 kills for him. Nice and efficiently there for the EG side. 9-1 for the CT board.
And I gotta be honest, we have not really seen Cirque missing too many shots, Jay. He is hitting a lot with this AWP on the CT side. And for ImPerium, look, they created a little bit of chaos. There was a situation where things were looking pretty decent out from that mid control. And even for Ethan, once he takes down the connector play, you would think, right, he's just going to fall back to short. No, he gets an off angle. He aggresses. He's just waiting for the peak to come out from the AWP of Heretic. 9-1 for Evil Geniuses on ImPerium's map pick. And, well, I'll tell you what, they're not opting to go for the double AWPs all too often, Jay. We saw it a couple of rounds here or there with Tarek picking it up, but they're quite happy just with Cirque to deliver, and I'll tell you what, he's doing a really good job so far.
Still 8 rounds of difference for EG, though, so ImPerium are still going to struggle. Flicks from Cirque, still trying to connect some nutty headshots over in the ramp area. Seeing T-side players, but can't quite find those kills as of right now. The opposition will start swinging in, especially that AWP of Heretic here towards the Palace angles. Aggression from Ethan will get punished at the very least, and the AWP still not connecting here for Sir. Leaned on by Heretic now. Checked and he gets that kill, so 5v3. Regenus is getting punished for the over-aggression, but they haven't checked Sandwich on the ImPerium side. And Tarek open towards the CT stairs, will lean in. Seeing utility coming out. There's Stanislaw with a strike back. I have no idea that this danger ball player swung in, so Tarek there was 1 frag. Stanislaw will take the second kill. So despite the slightly reckless style of play from EG, they still come out on top with the trades.
And it's moments like that that really show the prowess of Evil Geniuses. You've got Tarek that's being in CT, he's pretty much hidden, he moves forward to triple, he spots the player getting aggressive from the jungle area, and then Stanislaw is able to backstab, pull a distraction away, and from there they just peek on each other's contacts. A 2-on-3 goes back into their favor. And they put double digits onto the board. ImPerium, that's probably a round they could have converted there, Jay. That was one of the best chances they've had in a while.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes being made on the ImPerium side, and EG not going to let those go unpunished. So double digits to the board here by the time we hit round 12. ImPerium fighting to bring something back, but another half by round is coming in for them. Incendiaries forcing T-side players to peek. That's suicidal for Heretic. Goes down in an instant, and the AWPs and the M4 start peeking forward of their own accord. Grabbing some upgrade pistols. The AWP refaces, looks back to the stack. No, just keeps his eyes on the mid-entrance from T-Spawn. Meanwhile, the taps from the AKs will catch Wilkie for a bit of damage out of Palace. The nades do not quite land towards him. They've also seen where Birdie Box is, so Evil Geniuses have enough to shut down the rest of the round. Although I say that, and they've left B-side open. Ellison has snuck his way in.
Yeah, this is a really decent chance for a bomb plan, but you've got to think there is going to be rotators in. Tarek's got no idea the side's overwhelmed, but even with so much map control from ImPerium, they still can't get the trades out. Carter J is going to be able to force the plant in. 1 versus 4 with this Deagle. Not going to happen. Breezy, great shot from him. 11 rounds now up for EG. And look, I'll tell you what, I think EG maybe got caught off a little bit off guard there, Jay, maybe fighting too aggressive out from mid. They pretty much brought every single player to that mid control, and Imperium found a weakness over at B. No one was there.
Yeah, they walked straight out. You know, Evil Genius just focused so much on that mid control that he didn't realize that the apartments was being left uncovered. So, you know, once Ellison walked out, they guaranteed at least a bomb plant. And for a half buy, that's not too terrible. I mean, if they had kept those players in the 4v4 retake scenario, then maybe they could have waited towards the stack position and, you know, played a bit more passively to re-aggress and take some frags back and do some damage to EG. But even then, at this stage, I don't even know what damage would do for the Imperium side. So there are some little things that they could, you know, optimize, I think, in this in that last round. But you know, bomb plant and a half buy, it's not too terrible, I don't think, for Imperium. AK is coming out, AWP for Heretic, and it looks like they are set for the set piece into the A site control. They've only got Ethan holding the site directly, but players over at jungle and connector there to support as soon as the hit comes in.
A site XE looks to be on the cards for the Imperium side. There are 3 CTs still around this A bomb site. Cirque, though, might get baited in to try and go for a bit of a jungle peek. Now, he's got eyes out from mid, not seeing any information. Imperium's starting to slow it down. The smoke should start to come through now.
Flashes go over, follow-up coming out, not even the smokes on Ethan and Breezy, crossfire. Breezy does get traded in the end alongside Ethan to go falling to Carter's hands, so 3-on-2 situation. So takes out Heretic to leave it to 1. Carter can't get a bomb plant. Tarek will swing out. There it is. 12-1 now for the Evil Geniuses side.
Now, for anyone on the VOD that was watching that and was kind of thinking, was that a missed stair smoke? I actually haven't seen that before, but it was actually a really smart play from Imperium. Now, we know that Cirque, once EA executions have come through, normally rotates to stairs to get a bit of a sightline into that jungle position. Now, it wasn't a top stairs smoke, but it was a smoke that landed halfway on the stairs, which actually blocks vision completely to that palace angle really quickly into the round. So, an interesting smoke to try and use at home if you know that someone's playing that stairs angle very, very often and trying to get a sightline into the palace play. But for Imperium, Jay, they're going to be able to get another gun round in going into round 14. It looks like they want to establish a bit of mid control.
Once again, the CT's ready to meet them head on here. 3 players. Shots on from Cirque, catching some Wilkie ball to Tarek. Cirque misses that second shot, but his teammates know when stack players are out, swing out, gets that kill, another player out there. And Brady Box will get that 1 frag, but he'll burn Cirque alive. But taking damage at the end of the day, the AWP does get recovered for Evil Geniuses. I mean, again, 3 players to stay alive in this one, so it doesn't really matter too much for them.
EG, it's, well, I'm really surprised about those odds, Jay. Like, how are they not, like, 20 already? It's still,
well, that's the thing, right? Like, we've seen We've seen so many 1 to 4 teams over the course of the group stage. So I don't know why Imperium are getting off so lightly by GG Bet. I mean, fair play. It's their business. They can run it the way they want to. I'm just a little bit shocked. The standards from previous matches have not been applied on this one, but I digress. Again, if you want to take advantage of that, go GG Bet. Breezy, break back on towards Wilkie. Carter trades, Stanislaw trades him, leaving it all to Carter J on for a 1-3v3. I believe the top fragger for the Imperium side, but I mean, 9 frags is nothing compared to Stanislaw, who I believe is bottom fragging for his side, and that's not even counting the likes of Cirque and Breezy. Tarek tapping up with the USP, hasn't got the shotgun range for it. Surprised he's going shotgun here in the last round of the half, but you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Evil Geniuses, they've got this round on lock. Sprays from Carter, desperately trying to hold on for control. And Tarek will eventually jump to get the jumping shotgun shot to turn 14-1 at the half for the Evil Geniuses side. Don't go anywhere. We're about to close out this map after this.
ashes coming from the ether. All I hear is static. Breathe a little deeper. Fallen, broken, a million light years away from home. My eyes opened, and now I've come to claim life. Oh, never let it go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. Gonna let it burn. Running through the fire, fire. Gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah. Gonna let it burn. 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 Found me in the darkness. Now they see me shining. Calling me a goddess. Thunder and the lightning. I'm falling, I'm faster. Making my way back, I'm close to home. I'm fighting harder because I've come to claim my throne. Never letting go. These wings carry me. Live this fantasy. Running through the fire.
Well, EG did the expected 14-1 on their CT side. Now going over to their T-half, ImPerium are going to have to pray for a miracle if they want a chance even in this map at all. Honestly, I think we could be done in the next 2 rounds here, where if it goes fast enough as well, we could have our first half-hour map here on the B stream. Pistols coming out here, the taps up from the Glocks, looking on towards the sandwich area. Tarek pops out to the open breeze against Birdie Box. Heretic falling first to the 5 versus 3. Bomb plant secured, ImPerium locked out of the A site.
And even CT control up with Tarek still trying to tap away, and for ImPerium they're net down to 2 players. Ellison and Wilkie to try and bring this back, and Cirque's tapping away and gonna get 23 kills and 8 deaths. What a performance he's had. And those odds, Jay, on screen, that was a little bit more like what we'd expect. 14-1 on the odds for ImPerium, 15-1 on the scoreboard for EG. And you know what? I think you could be right about the 2 rounds thing, Jay. 15 on the board for EG. They've got to map point on their opposition map pick. And I think that they can do a 16-1 here.
Yeah. Bison coming
no.
out, Krieg's in. There's actually 2 Bisons and a Negev for Tarek. Ah, jeez. It's small up now towards the mid. Shin tries to damage to Carter and Heretic, by the way. Heretics found that first pick towards mid. So, hey, at least they're getting something off here on the ImPerium side. Smokes down, underpass control coming in. I mean, EG are going to do whatever they want at this stage. Like, I don't even know why I'm calling positions and breaking down the tactics. Ethan and Cirque coming up with 2 frags. 1 player pops out towards short. Wilkie gets dealt with, and well, the Bisons have indeed worked the Negev. Still we have to get his kill. Come on, Tarek. Come on, Tarek. Get at least 1, mate. There's 1 right up in ladder room. You can take him. You can take him. Go on, mate. Go on.
He wants it. He's trying to go for it. There could be an opportunity. There it is. Finally, the Negev is going to be able to find a kill. Birdie Box, the coach of the ImPerium side, is the last one left in a 1 versus 4. And I don't even doubt him. I'd want to be pretty scared here. I wouldn't want to peek.
Yep. Deagle set. I mean, at this point, he's just stalling for the next few seconds to tip us past the half-hour marker, so that way Evil Geniuses can't get a 30-minute map. So, you know, Birdie Box just sat here towards the CD spawn now seen, and Stanistor will take the final frag. 16-1 for Evil Geniuses.